how do you manage time that you do for each of your clients?
When you say manage, what do you mean? Like, how do I keep track of it and know how much time I've used?
Do
I
you
use
keep track
Toggle.
of time for clients?
I use Toggle. Now, I keep track of it. Do I then go back and look at it? That's something I need to, but yeah, I use Toggle.
Because like,
and you can print reports and everything too.
Yeah, but how do you allocate and know that you're spending?
Decide what time, how much time.
Yeah, how each clients get time.
I'm not good at that. I haven't probably haven't like devised anything specifically for that.
Yeah. My business is a little different in that I limit my number of clients I take on because I want to cap out and I don't want to grow as a business. I want to just be me. I don't want to have a bunch of employees.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to create an agency. But I have some 1099 employees and that helps. But I don't have. So what I do is I know based on which clients pay or how much clients pay about how much work I owe them each month. And then I divide that by 4 to get how much time I owe them each week. And then each week I block out time in my calendar to make sure, okay, this client gets 6 hours a week. This client gets 4 hours a week. And I make sure I block out. Usually I do like 2-hour blocks because then I can really get into stuff. But sometimes if the client's smaller, I'll do several 1-hour blocks.
Yeah.
But then, so my calendar then gets really full because all my clients have time. And then within that paradigm, I go and say, okay, Curious Ants gets 2 hours, Reliable Acorn gets 2 hours. And that way I know that that's time for marketing for me along with my client. Now, what I'll find myself doing is fudging my own. I'll rob myself as a client, not give myself the full 2 hours.
Yeah.
But at least it's allocated, so at least something gets done.
Yeah.
So do you write out what you're going to do and then allocate that time for what?
Well, that's an interesting question. So one of the things I do, I got this from, I forgot where I got this idea, but every Monday morning, I sent each of my clients an email saying, here's what I want to do for you this week. Sometimes it's longer. Sometimes it's pretty standard stuff. I'm going to write, publish a blog post. Pretty much everybody gets a blog post, right? Every week. I'm going to, but sometimes it's like, hey, last week you asked me about this, so I'm going to take some time to research this. And so I send that email to clients for 2 reasons. Number one, for me, like I need to have it written down what I want to do. But it also takes time for me to figure out what will help this client. So that means there. 2, I'm ego driven because now I've got to do these things.
Yeah.
Right. 3, the client knows I'm thinking about them. And if the client says, oh my gosh, something's come up, I need you to stop everything and do this, they know what they're stopping.
Yeah.
Right. Most clients just say, great, if they reply at all. Right. Sometimes clients will say, oh, but I need you to do this instead. Okay, we can shift things around. And so then that's how I kind of make a list. Because with each of the clients, I have the SEO game plan spreadsheet that I use. And I sort that by priority and then by last time done. And I know what tasks need to get done this week. Like if I know 3 months ago, I optimized a page for a particular phrase, I know that this week I need to go and review that page for optimization again. or if
So
it's 6 months.
That's interesting. You do that like on Monday. So I've heard a different approach. Instead of sending clients on Monday what you're going to do, send them on Friday what you did for the week. But then you can slack off by, if you didn't do it, oh well, you just leave it off the list.
Well,
Or
so to be honest, if I was really good, I would hold myself accountable, or my clients would hold me accountable for the things that I did or didn't do. Or I would say at the end of the week, I was able to do these things, but not get to these things. I'm going to do those things next week.
yeah.
That would be, I think, an even more productive thing. My clients haven't asked for that. I'd like to think that's because they trust me.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Has there been a time? Oh,
sorry.
go ahead. I was going to ask, has there been a time you didn't get to do anything on that? I mean, not anything, but has there been a time that you may have not gotten to do maybe one thing on that list that you sent them on Monday?
Probably every week.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because it's aspirational.
Mm-hmm.
But within that, I've instantly identified probably the most important things, right? Because it's a time for me every Monday morning to go through all my clients, the emails I got over the last week, the emails I didn't check because it came in on Friday at 5:00, and go through and say, oh, they asked me this question, or oh crap, I forgot to do this. You know, and then so I'm writing it down, and oftentimes I don't do everything on that list, but because I keep it somewhere else, and I manage my tasks through Trello and the spreadsheet I use for all the clients, that keeps me keep track of, well, not only the regular SEO tasks, which are in the game plan, that just need to be repeated, but then things that come up, like a client is doing what we call these freebie lit, like the giveaway thing to get the email address. Yeah,
Irresistible offer.
Yeah. I'm one of my clients working on that, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's not really in the game plan, but it's important. So I've added that in Trello.
Yeah.
So every Monday I check Trello, I check the spreadsheet, I check emails, and say, okay, here's the things I need to do this week. And I think my clients at least appreciate the fact that I'm thinking of them and know I will be addressing some of their issues this week.
Yeah.
Now, if you're too small of a client, you probably don't get that kind of attention from me, but I don't have that many small clients.
Yeah.
And if you're a big client, well, that's a really long list, right? But you've also been allocated several hours for that week for me to be working on that stuff. Things come up, right? So that I'll be willing to move. And this is kind of what I would like to do for you this week. But
got it. So you don't say this is what I am going to do. It's like this is what I plan or would like.
I guard it by saying, yes, I plan on doing this. I don't promise to do all this. I plan. I am at this moment in time. This is what I'm planning on doing.
Okay.
That way, like, you know, and if they hold me accountable for it, then that's totally cool. I am suggesting, but you know, because what I'm listing are things I think will help them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not making up tasks to do something.
Right.
But I don't know if that helps you. That's just how I manage my time and manage tasks.
Yeah, that's helpful. I need to.
Yeah, that is helpful.
Improve.
I think that also gives your clients more trust in you as well.
Yeah.
I would hope so, because I feel like that's one of the things I really want to bring to the table is trust. You know.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of SEO companies whose philosophy is, we're just going to start bringing on more and more clients, and we're only going to address the clients who are complaining. And so they're profitable because they don't touch you unless you complain.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's not how I want to do business.
Yeah.
So everybody gets work every week.
Mm-hmm.
And some get more than others, but if they get more, it's because they're paying more and they've allocated more time.
Yeah.
I like that. You allocate how much, so you have a list of the tasks you need to do, and then you set up how much time you're going to spend on each task. That's what I got
I don't go
from it.
that granular.
Oh, okay.
No, I say, it's a moderately sized client. I'll find, half dozen or so different things I need to do this week.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes it's the repetitive task. I'm going to check in and optimize your paid search. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty broad. That could take a couple hours. That could take a long time, depending on if something went wrong or what.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes it's like, I'm going to do some competitive link research and see where your competitors are getting links so we can get some. All right, I could spend hours doing that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look and I'm like, yeah, there's nothing. But I find clients don't care how much time I spent as much as that things are going in the right direction results wise.
Yeah.
Right.
If they are getting more and more leads, they don't really care how much time I spend.
Yeah. Yeah. I know I was talking with a client today and he was telling me how many new clients he was getting each week. And he's like, oh, it's good. Whatever. It's all working. I was like, okay, good. So, it's good getting that feedback from them.
Right.
Making sure that what you're doing is moving the needle in the right direction. I mean, you've got your analytics and everything that tell you that, but also having the client tell you that they're seeing it, as well. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And taking it out of the subjective and putting it into the objective where it's not, I feel it's working, but it's working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely.
Good.